Hello students, today I am going to cover the last part of the chapter soil. Three topics I am going to cover here. What is soil erosion? Different types of soil erosion. What are the causes of soil erosion? And what are the different steps we can adopt to control the soil erosion? Let's start with soil erosion. What is soil erosion? Soil erosion means when the topsoil is removed by the external agents like wind and water. Next topic is types of soil erosion. There are different types of soil erosion. The first one is sheet erosion. So, what is sheet erosion? When the topsoil is removed uniformly from the earth's surface by external agents like wind and water. For example, if you will remove the very first sheet or very first page from your notebook entirely, uniformly, in the same way, the topsoil, when it is removed uniformly by external agent, is known as sheet erosion. Next is rill erosion. Rill erosion means when heavy rainfall takes place, then small finger shaped grooves. Small finger shaped grooves means very small pits or small depressions will be formed on the earth's surface. Third is gully erosion. Before going to explain gully erosion, I want to tell one thing. Rill erosion and gully erosion are connected with each other. Now, in gully erosion, if rainfall will continue for a longer period of time, then rills means very small pits or depressions that will become more deepen and more enlarged. Means, in a simple language, due to heavy and continuous rainfall, if the small pits or small depressions will be enlarged, or the size of the small pits and small depressions that will become large, then it is called gully erosion. Now see, in this image, the very first one is sheet erosion. See this line carefully. This line depicts sheet. It means under sheet erosion, when the topsoil removed uniformly without making small pits, small depressions, big depressions, it is called sheet erosion if the topsoil removed uniformly by external agents. Next, rill erosion. In rill erosion, if rainfall will takes place, or we can say due to heavy rainfall, if small pits or small depressions will be formed on the earth's surface, then it is called rill erosion. And the last, gully erosion, if the rainfall continue for a longer period of time, those small pits and depressions will become large. Next is stream bank erosion. Stream word means the smaller part of the river. Now see in this image depicts the natural course of the river. If the water level rises in the river due to heavy rainfall and due to the melting of snow, if the water level rises, then what will happen? Yes, the water hit against the banks of the river. Banks, that is the corner of the river bed. If the water hit or strike against the bank, then weathering takes place. Or we can say, when the water hits the banks of the river, then the rocks started breaking down and the rivers become more widened. Next, shore erosion. What is shore? Shore means where the land and water body meets. See, this is the land and this one is sea, water body. Shore means where the land and sea meets is known as shore. So we can say in this image, this is the western coastal part and the eastern coastal part of India. So this is the southern part of India, which is surrounded by water from three sides. Arabian Sea in the west, Indian Ocean in the south, Bay of Bengal in the east. And we all are familiar that very frequent cyclones, tides, waves occur in these water body. If the high tides hit or strike against the coastal area, then the rocks break down from the coastal part of India. Or we all are familiar with cyclones. Cyclones occur in the last week of September, October, and cyclone always bring flood, and these cyclones bring lots of flood, and if the flood hits against the coastal part of India, then also weathering takes place. What is weathering? Meaning is breaking down of rocks. So see, causing then to erode bit by bit. Bit by bit means piece by piece, means the rock started breaking down. Next is wind erosion. As you all know, wind erosion is very common in arid, means dry areas. We can take one example of Thar Desert in India. In Thar Desert, the rainfall is very less. Vegetation, plants and trees are very less. So that area is totally dry with little rainfall. So if the plants are not there, so it means soil is totally bare. So as we know, the roots of the trees hold the soil tightly, but trees and plants are very scattered or very less in desert. So if the high speed wind blow over the dry areas like Rajasthan, western Rajasthan, then wind is able to remove the top soil. Next, slip erosion. Slip erosion, we can say that due to heavy rainfall, due to earthquake, when the large pieces of rocks come down from the mountain. Due to earthquake and due to heavy rainfall, if the large pieces of rocks as well as soil also comes down from the mountain, is known as slip erosion. See this image I have depicted here. This picture here I have depicted mountain. Now see, this mountain is made up of variety of rocks. So basically there are two types of rock, pervious and impervious. So first you will learn what is pervious. Pervious rocks means the rocks which can hold water, which can absorb water. It is also known as porous. Impervious rocks means non-porous, the rocks that cannot absorb the water. So see, imagine if the first layer of mountain is made up of pervious rock and the second layer is made up of impervious rock, then what will happen? Clouds I have depicted here. If heavy rainfall takes place, then the water level goes down till the pervious rock. So pervious rocks are able to absorb the rainwater. That water is not able to go down till the second layer, impervious rocks, because impervious rocks or non-porous rocks are not able to absorb the water. So as a result, the first layer pervious rock absorb more amount of water, so that become loose, it become more soft, more loose, and after a period of time, this first part, this first block that slip down from the slope of the mountain. So this is called slip erosion. Next topic is causes of soil erosion. Now what are the causes of soil erosion? The very first cause is topography and slope of land. Topography means the land feature. As we know, somewhere mountains are there, another side plains, plateaus, hills. So this is called topography, different kind of landforms on the earth's surface. Now see, if heavy rainfall takes place on the slopes of the mountain, then what will happen? So if heavy rainfall takes place on the steep slope of the mountain, so the erosion will be more active on the steep slope. As we have discussed in the previous slide, if the top part of the mountain will be made up of pervious or porous rock, so that absorb more and more water, not able to allow water to the second layer, which is called impervious. So the first layer, that will become soft and it will become loose. So the first layer, the top part of the mountain, that will fall down. So in the same way we can say the erosion will be more active on the steep slope of the mountain comparatively to the plains. Next cause is nature of rainfall. Torrential rain. Torrential means continuous, heavy rainfall. If heavy rainfall will be there, due to heavy rainfall and continuous rainfall, so maximum soil erosion will take place. On the other side, if the areas receives moderate or very light rainfall, then soil erosion will be less. Third is deforestation. As we know what is deforestation, deforestation means cutting down of trees. So if trees will be there, then the roots of the trees hold the soil tightly and erosion will be less. But on another side, if the trees will not be there, then soil will totally bare and soil surface is loose and erosion will be maximum in that area. Next is overgrazing of land. As we know, nowadays, farmers, or we can say the, pastoral communities. Pastoral communities are those communities, those who used to rear up livestock animals like cow, buffalo, sheep, goat. They used to allow their livestock animal to graze grasses for the longer hour. So this is called overgrazing. So due to overgrazing, so it leads to the removal of grass. Grasses will be totally absent due to overgrazing. Again, the soil surface that will become bare, or we can say the soil surface that will become totally bare. No roots, no mechanism will be there to hold the soil tightly and erosion will be maximum. Next, improper farming technique. Improper farming technique means if we will grow crops by making terraces or steps on the slopes of the mountain, then erosion will be less. Now the last topic is conservation of soil. What are the different ways by which we can protect our soil from erosion? First, we should grow more and more trees. There should be a restriction on grazing of animals. There should be a proper farming techniques, means we should make terraces or steps on the slopes of the hill so that the speed of water will be less, erosion will be less. Plugging of gullies. Plugging means filling. So wherever depressions will be there, we should plug those gullies and we have to grow more and more trees along the coastal area.